Good afternoon, folks. We are in lab number 5, so please prepare this lab number 5 template so that you can work along with me. You have a workbook named lab5.xlsm with a worksheet named Gauss Seidel. Please have your title and all these boxes. So our goal is to solve this linear system using Gauss-Seidel method. Our convergence criteria, we are going to use relative criteria where EREL is 10 to the minus 7. We have a 4 by 4 system, 4 equations and 4 unknowns. And what I have done is I have copied this matrix A here, matrix B right hand side here. So that's where the template values come from. Okay, let's begin by naming our cells. So this is our relative criteria. We are going to name it EREL. Then we are going to have a iterate box because we are going to implement the manual iterative method. So we are going to name it iterate. We are going to take this entire 4 by 4 matrix and name it A. We have this X vector, which we are going to call X new. And then we have this relative difference vector, error vector, which we are going to call rel dx. So you saw in my lecture 14 that when I was picking up diagonal elements, I just picked them up manually. So let's suppose you had a million by million matrix. Whether you choose to display it or not is a different idea, but there are many ways you can find what is the diagonal element and make a vector out of it. Okay, so we have indexing from matrix A. I'm going to ignore the second argument. Going to start with rows, starting with number 1 row, pick up its first column, and that's it. So it has picked up first row, first column element. When we copy it down, it'll update the formula and pick up second row, second column, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we need an initial guess. If iterate is equal to false at the beginning of our iteration, we need a guess. So the way we generate our guess is we take B element and divide it by diagonal element as if all other x's were 0. Otherwise, we will always pick up the newest value in D15. Delta x, pick up the B element, and then we need matrix multiplication of the first row because we are calculating x1 by x new and divided by diagonal element. We get this value error because x new is not defined at all. There are no values there. If iterate is equal to false, well, we don't have any x new value to begin with, so all we can do is take the old value. Otherwise, we'll take the old value plus the delta x value. And then this is absolute relative error, delta x over x new. Again, we get value error because we have not copied all the formulas. Okay, let's say D4 is false. Convergence, what we are going to do is we are going to find out what is the maximum relative dx value and see if it is less than equal to EREL. Again, we get a value error because rel dx is not fully defined. So now let's copy formulas only. So we are going to copy formula only to all these cells. So this is formula only. You can also use this tab formula only because I don't want to copy the borders, etc. Similarly, copy all these formulas down. There is no format here, so we don't have to worry about it. Format X values to 7 digits. Format DX values to scientific, 1 digit. So let's put this rel DX also 1 digit. Okay. So now if we change this to true, we'll get an error message because we have circular references. So we know how to fix this. So we are going to go to File, Options. You did this in lab number 3, Formulas. We are going to turn on manual. We don't want to recalculate. Enable iterations one at a time, and maximum change is some small number 1e minus 100. So if I now press F9, I would have done one iteration. Press F9 again, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So on 18th iteration, it converged. Now let's see whether we counted it properly or not. Let's go back, reset it, false, F9. Okay, so we have a x new value, which is same as x old. Change it to true. No error because we are in manual mode. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18 iterations it took. So you will find out in my printout, I did not count it properly. I said 19. And folks, that's about it. Once you have done this, these are all the steps written out. So here is our page setup.